Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
A little hectic. Our washing machine just broke.
No. Are you under home warranty? Do you have
No,
home warranty?
it's like the same age as Jake, so it's like 12 years old.
I mean, back in the day, it would have been fine because things were, I remember like my fridge that I had growing up. That thing was like
Forever.
legit. Yeah. And I've like as an adult, fridges that I have purchased myself, I've already bought three.
It's crazy. I do think it's intentional how they build
Oh,
stuff.
100%.
There's like
Yeah.
studies on how long something lasts, and then, they make it so that you have to buy a new one.
It's like the iPhones. It's like the iPhones.
Yeah, once
I
something
can't
starts
pronounce the
going
word.
wrong, and it
I
just so
can't pronounce.
happens to be
Yeah.
the same amount of time that your contract lasts.
I can't pronounce the word, but it is, what is it? Planned obsolescence, obsolescence or something? Help.
Oh.
But there is a term for it. There is a word for it, and I believe it.
Obsolescence?
Maybe? Yes. Thank you. I will never be able to make my mouth move that way.
Hold on, let's see if this works.
Planned obsolescence.
Wait,
Planned
what?
obsolescence.
Okay.
Business
Planned
strategy
obsolescence.
in which a product is deliberately designed or manufactured with an artificially limited useful life.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thankful I have an incredible, handy husband, and he has brought it back from the brink of death multiple times.
Nice.
He like opens it up and fixes things. Otherwise, we probably would have had to buy a new one probably like 2 years ago. But I think we might be reaching the point where Jeff is done fixing it.
Poor Jeff.
He was not happy with me this morning when I was like, I did it again. I think I put one too many pieces of clothing in it.
Oh, is it because of weight? Weight
I don't
distribution?
I don't even think it was that much, but I guess it was enough.
Damn.
Anyhow,
Okay.
welcome to What Have You Been Reading, everybody?
Hey guys. Thank you
I'm
for coming
Alex,
along. My name is Carla.
and we like to talk about household
Books?
stuff that breaks down and books.
Yes. Yes, that we do.
Some slice of life, slice of life items.
I don't want any lice, Alex. Please.
Oh my God, someone posted in like the kids like Facebook channels that there's like an outbreak at school, and I'm like, I don't want to do that again. I was
At
checking all of the boys.
the kids' school? Ew.
It's common at elementary school, I think. We've gone through it once, twice.
Well, I've
It's not
heard
fun.
that they are only attracted to clean heads. So,
That's a good sign.
congratulations
Thank you.
on having clean children that get infested
Uh,
with bugs. Speaking of bugs,
yeah,
I have had two nights in a row
yeah.
where I have dreams of insects in my mouth and having to spit them out.
Ew, what are you reading?
Nothing that's
Mm.
insects.
Mm.
So I don't know if like my subconscious is trying to tell me something. The first time it was so realistic in my
Ooh.
head that I woke up spitting on myself.
Like, so spit it out. That's so gross.
I
I
was
mean, the
like,
insect thing, not spit. That makes perfect sense that you would be spitting it out.
yeah, but not on myself.
Carla, your hair is on point. What do you got going on today?
I woke up like this and I brushed it. Yeah.
Looks great.
But the reason that it's acting this way is because I round brushed it
Yeah,
last night.
it looks very nice.
Thank you.
Looking
I
good.
did a rice wash and it's like a whole thing. It's like a step one and a step two. And I did not like
Did
it,
you
but I
horchatify your hair?
no, it's called the brand is Secret or
Okay.
Sacred or Sacred. I don't know, CECRED, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, probably
Um,
sacred without trying to write out sacred.
yeah.
Clever,
And
clever.
you get it from Ulta. I will say that like the first time that when I did it and I washed it out, it just felt really heavy and I
Hmm.
was not a fan. But I think I'm still getting the benefits of it.
Yeah. I mean, your hair looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love
Mm.
it. Me and my grace, thank you. Yeah. So
Great.
Do you want to tell me? Because we were both on it this
We
time.
were. Yes, I do want
Do
to
you
tell
want
you
to
what
tell
people have been
me what
reading.
other people have been reading?
I would love to. Okay, so we'll start with flipping pages 10.
Okay.
Watership Down, Troll, Whores for Gloria, and the Suicides. Of those, I had a follow-up question for him, and I asked, like, what was your favorite one that you read of those? He said The Suicides was a perfect book for the perfect time for me. But all of those looked cool. Watership Down,
I wanted to read that, but I've heard that
is it
like
like
it
a
is
kid's book or not a kid's book? Because it's
it's a
about
kid's
rabbits
it's a
escaping, right?
kid's book, but it's
But dark.
apparently devastating,
Oh, yeah,
like
it's like an
emotionally.
older published book and it has a lot of reviews.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it and I've wanted to read it, but I don't want to cry over bunnies, man. That
I
will
just
hurt
think
my
of
feelings.
like Peter Rabbit, you know?
If I have to cry over animals, that's it for me. I can't.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts too much to like cry over animals. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, it looks good though. So if you're ever in the mood for that. Rocket Boosta is reading Golden Sun, which is book two of Red Rising. I
Okay,
do have to report, I don't know if I've shared this already. I don't think
that
so. I
you're
think it's
done.
well, someone at work who I'm hoping to bring on a special podcast for The Strength of the Few, because I also read that. So I'm trying to put that in the works. But he's read the whole Red Rising series.
Oh,
And he said he agrees with everyone else that I've been like reading stuff on Reddit that like the best books are the last ones, that you should stick through it. And the favorite books are the like, I forget how many there are in total, but I think it's like the last two are like amazing.
oh, wow.
So
Okay.
it's back on my radar. I'm not prioritizing it. And you guys know me, at this point, I'm gonna have to read a summary of books one, two, and three and a half
Actually,
to
I feel
figure
the
out what's going
same.
on.
Yeah, I don't even remember where I left off, but I liked it. I do like it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to me just kind of falling off the cliff there.
You know what I
Um,
realized? I was talking to a coworker that I carpool with, and we're in our book club at work together. So, and it's she loves books. I got her hooked on Frederick Bachman. She's reading the Beartown series, and it is
okay.
like so exciting to see her go through that journey and falling in love with Frederick Bachman. Whoop whoop. But we were talking about Red Rising, and I was like, I just can't figure out like why it's not hitting home. And then at work, we have a question of the week on the board, and this week it was like, what is your ick? And I was trying to think through like what is the thing that really bothers me? And I think I finally put that it was like entitlement. Like I
Oh,
if I
yeah.
have to really pick a thing that really gets to me, it's like people that feel self-entitled. And then it hit me that I think that's my issue with Red Rising is that so many of the characters, like the golds, right? They're all like super self-entitled and
Yeah.
full of themselves. And I think that's what really bothers me.
But you get that in a lot of stories. Like a
But
lot
all
of
of those
stories have that.
characters are like, I'm so great and I'm so amazing. And like
Yeah.
all of the gods or higher ups or whatever are like super full of themselves. And if I had to put my finger on it, I think that's what I'm like, eh,
You just aren't interested in following anything that has to do with them.
yeah. But
Don't you get that in the will of the few and the strength of the many? The entitlement must be there because of who they're against, right?
I don't think it's as extreme. It's
Is
like,
it not as extreme because you are not thrown into that world as
well,
much?
even the people that are higher ups, you have a couple that are good and it you don't have the level of entitlement that you have in Red Rising.
Okay.
It's just not as prevalent. Like, yeah, you have hierarchies and you have levels, but even at those higher levels, yeah, some of the characters are very entitled because of their positions, but it's not as blatant as Red Rising. So, yeah,
Do you
and
want to
same,
share like a low level ick?
yeah, share it.
Oh no, I'm asking you if you want to share a
Oh,
low
I don't
level
know.
ick.
I would have to spend too much time thinking about it. I
I
think it's
had
a
one
lot of like,
I had one immediately.
tell me.
It was like, okay, a low level ick, just like get off me like that
Yeah,
is people that stand too close to you when you're out and about.
yeah.
Give me my space. Like
Especially in this post-COVID world, people.
even before that, I
Yeah.
was it's like the world, the spaces that we're in
Yeah.
are big enough that you don't have to
Yeah.
stand so close, friend.
I've had a conversation with my sisters about bathroom stalls and like that. Like when there's multiple bathroom stalls, why would
Yeah.
you pick the one
Oh,
next to someone, right?
oh,
Like skip a stall, lady,
that's a crime.
right? Like there's so
Yes.
many stalls and you're going into the one right next to me.
Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Okay. So here's the only time that I would pick a stall next to someone, even if there are multiple stalls available.
Okay.
If you are right next to the handicap stall, I'm going into that handicap stall. And I know that I'm going to lose people here,
I go into the handicap stall all the time.
but people really don't like that. And I understand the reason why people don't like that. However, I am not a thin person. Like I'm like a bro, like I'm not huge, but I'm not thin,
Need a little
right?
space.
Yeah, I don't like to be cramped in there, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, when you're inside of the stall and you're done, okay, and you're gonna open the door
Yeah.
swings inward.
It's so dumb.
I do not like the pushing of my body
Against a dirty
backward
toilet.
toward the toilet bowl. So
Imagine
I'm gonna,
also having a toddler with you. Like I
oh,
go in with Johnny sometimes to these tiny little stalls and we're like doing this dance to work around the toilet to close the door.
and you don't want to touch anything.
Yeah, and they're so small.
I don't want to touch the roll thingy. I don't want to touch the
Hmm.
walls. I definitely don't want to touch the bowl.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going into the larger stall. So, if you happen to be next to the larger stall, I'm going to be doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going next to you.
I don't judge people that go. There's usually not that many non-handicapped to a handicap to like
Yes,
leave it open to
exactly.
only people that need it is my
Yeah. But I think that the social rule might be that if there are multiples and the handicap space open, you leave that space
yeah.
alone. I break that rule all the time.
I
I
do too.
apologize if that bothers you.
If you
I
glance behind, there's no,
I
I don't know.
mildly apologize to you because I'm going
Yeah.
to keep doing it. So the
Yeah.
apology is empty.
I'll take it. I think we'll all take it.
So yeah, that it's so weird how like we think about all of these like there's such minute decisions that we make throughout life, and then they're I think a little bit comical because I think also about we were having a conversation. I don't remember if you were there. It was we were at a restaurant after brunch for book club, and we
Uh-huh.
were all talking about how skinny jeans are no longer like popular
Yeah.
and how everybody's now wearing like barrel leg or straight or whatever.
Yeah.
Not skinny jeans is the point. And I was like, there's no way that I'm going to stop wearing skinny jeans
Well,
because
this is why you get stuck in your version of style.
no, it's because of bathrooms.
I was like, I was not there for that conversation, but yeah, I'm not wearing barrel jeans. That does not look good to me.
I would look
I
like
still
a
wear,
weird
yeah,
cowboy.
but it's because it's the style and fashion that I'm used to because of what I've grown up with, and I'm not willing to deviate from it or like try a new fashion.
I have one pair that's not a skinny jean now. After that conversation, I was like, I'll try to wear not skinny jeans. However, when I wear those jeans, I very much so do not use public bathrooms
Yeah,
because
you don't want them to drag.
I don't want them to drag. And that is completely avoidable with skinny jeans. You don't have any possibility of your fabric touching that
Yeah.
public bathroom floor. So I don't know. You can pry my skinny jeans from my dead hands.
That's my issue when I wear a jumper. Like I've got a couple cute jumpers, like a floral jumper for like a
Yeah.
party or something. But then you go to the bathroom and you got to like take the whole
Oh,
thing and then you've got to like bunch it and hold it while you're trying to. Anyhow, all right.
yeah.
Should we keep
We've
going?
we've gone on a really long tangent. Now we're gonna have to
This
like
is
speed through it.
this is what we do. Welcome to What Have You Been Reading? Bree is reading Strangers, a memoir of marriage, which she says is great so far. And the
Um,
date, yeah,
oh,
go.
okay. So you wrote great so far, exclamation point. I had to get really close with my blind eyeballs because I was like, did you write fart or did you write farl?
Great so far.
It was either fart or misspelled with an L at the end, farl, and then it's an exclamation
It's an
point. And
exclamation point.
I'm very blind,
Um,
apparently.
she also is reading The Daisy Chain Flower Shop by Lori Gilmore. She said, Can't Say No to the Dream Harbor series, which I totally missed that book coming out.
I thought that it was still in the future.
I know. I think I have some Amazon digital credits, so I might actually buy that one just to keep that train going. We
Okay.
can't we can't quit it.
I can't quit you.
Leonardo 3 is reading or was reading Never Whistle at Night, which is a collection of short horror stories. And I think it said it was like indigenous short stories. I think
Oh,
Native American. I can't remember now, but she said half of them left me confused. So she's like, I think her wording exactly was like, I think I'm not smart enough for this book because I'm just confused most of the time. And I have had that feeling sometimes with certain books where I'm like, I think this is out of my academic level. I'm just not making the connections that I think the reader is supposed to make.
yeah.
Or maybe that's our own insecurity and maybe it's a bad author.
Maybe you just need to reread the last sentence and piece it together.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like I started this book. I'm not sure if
It
we're
sounds like
talking
something
about,
that would be up your alley.
yeah. If this is the same book, the first story was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And it was about whistling. And I don't know if it is, but if it is, wow, about
Yeah.
how you're not supposed to pay attention to whistles that are outside of your house. And then somehow it tied in how whistling is the sound that your body makes when you're dying. Like when you're
Oof.
breathing, it whistles because obviously there's obstruction and like I think that the person was dying of cancer or something. And they described how they heard their family member dying and it was whistling out of them. And
Ooh.
I think it's the same book. And I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit. And my brain wasn't there. It was one of those times that my brain wasn't there. And I was like, I'm going to come back to this because this was, it was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
terrible, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And if it is that book, then go back. Go
Yeah.
back, Leonard 03.
Well, I think they finished it. I don't think
Okay.
they
Well, no, I mean, go back and reread. You know, I love a
oh, to
reread.
understand it.
Yeah.
Yes. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Bree also read Yesteryear, which has been a huge book right now. It's making all of the Bookstagram
I've heard about it
socials. And Bree said
because of,
loved, but was also left with an icky feeling at the end, which I have seen multiple people post about.
this is the one that Anne Hathaway is turning into a movie, right?
Oh, I don't know. It's about a trad wife
That
who
gets
goes back in
pulled
time,
back into, yeah. Yeah,
but
that
apparently
is.
she's like a super unlikely, not unlikely, unlikable main
Okay.
character. So I've read a lot of little commentaries on it. I don't know that this is a book that I will jump into. I don't generally like characters that I don't like. I find a hard time connecting. I don't know. Part of me feels like, yeah, there's like a social responsibility maybe to read something like this,
I think so.
but it's not calling to me.
And not about this. Not about trad wives.
Well, I mean, I think it's a larger social commentary on, everything that's going on right now with
You know,
trying to
you're right.
like take away some of women's rights, the role of women in society and how the Republican Party is trying to put us back into our little box and staying at home and raising kids and baking bread, which all of those things are great. And if you're happy doing those, I'm all
Yeah,
for it. But
it should
for
be a
someone to tell
choice.
you that that's what you should
Yeah.
be doing,
Yeah, it should be a choice. And it should
um,
be a happy choice.
yeah,
Honestly, like I think that if you want that kind of lifestyle and your financials support it,
yeah,
then it should be one of those things that you are stoked to be able to do, and that your family gets that benefit of you being happy doing it. But
Yeah.
I definitely don't see a positive in you being miserable in doing it. And that will bleed into the way that you treat your spouse. It will bleed into the way that you treat your children. Like, what is the benefit of that realistically?
Yeah.
And if that's going to
Um,
happen, then please, I mean, bring back the really cool drugs that they used to have before, where everybody was just kind of like floating by.
this one was interesting. I haven't listened to the podcast in a long time, but Nobody's Listening Right. They have talked often about the trad wife hype, and I think Ballerina Farms is a big like
Oh yeah,
influencer for
I've
the
heard about
trad wife
that.
lifestyle. So I imagine this book is kind of a direct reflection of influencers like that.
See, but the thing is that like these things come across my screen sometimes and it's against my will.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want to know the fact that I know Ballerina Farm or
yeah,
Ballerina Farmer, it bothers me. Like, I don't want that kind of information.
yeah.
But she came across my screen because I believe that she wanted like a specific type of birthday gift. Like I think she wanted a trip, and her husband is hella rich, and so is
Well,
she, from
yeah.
what I understand. And he got her like something to like collect eggs or something like that, I think. And she was like, I think that she kept up a face in front of her kids, but like I didn't
Like
want to
that's
see
not what
that.
I wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the people that get vacuums for their birthday. Unless you want a vacuum, that's
Yeah.
kind of like this is what you do, honey.
Yeah.
So it's like
Here's this to help you, and don't miss the dog hair next time.
yeah. Yeah. So God bless.
God bless. But yeah, definitely a very popular book right now. And last but not least, Active Chapters is reading It's Not Her by Maria Kubica, which is like a looks like a thriller type book.
Okay.
Awesome. Which brings us to Carla, what have you been reading?
Okay, so I started off with Final Girls by Riley Sager,
Okay.
and it was all right.
Yeah.
So basically, let me tell you a little bit about what's going on. Quincy is the main character, and she survived a massacre when she was in college. She, along with a group of friends, went to a cabin, and they all got killed except for her. The person who killed them also was taken down by a police officer, and it basically follows how she has been trying to just kind of settle back into life. And she has a live-in boyfriend, she has a baking blog, and uh, she's covering up like her emotions with
Yeah.
trying to make her life be chill. um there were two other girls that survived their own tragedies. One of them was very outspoken, and the other one kind of went into hiding. And
Ooh.
the outspoken one is now dead. So now the book follows what happened and why that happened, and how the two other girls are responding to this.
Okay.
There was a twist, and I like having breadcrumbs throughout the book so
Yeah.
that I can try to figure it out. I felt like this book didn't really give you any any breadcrumbs that you could point. Like I can think of one breadcrumb, and I don't think that's enough.
Yeah.
I don't think that's enough to get back to the house as Hansel and Gretel. I don't.
Not.
So I wanted something that was a little bit more that I felt more involved in trying to figure it out. Um, I would say that it is engaging, and I would only give it like a 3 star.
Okay.
Actually, maybe a little bit lower, maybe like a 2.7, 2.8.
2.75.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
what was it? 2 point what?
2.7 or 2.8. So yeah,
Oh, I thought you said
2.75, Alex.
2.758. I was like, well, we were going like three decimals in.
Look, I'm very precise.
I love it. Tell me more about your rating
So
skill.
yeah. I said that, the writing made it impossible to know what the twist was, and while I appreciate that, I simultaneously think that it's a little bit of a dirty trick. I did write
Yeah.
that as my note.
Okay.
So, there's that. Alex, tell me, what have you been reading?
So I went off of one of Flippin' Pages 10's recommendations, and I read One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig.
Okay.
And this was the one where I said the cover is like a girl on a bridge and like towers, and it looked really cool. It was good. It was definitely romancy, but not too much on the romance. It's more fantasy based,
Okay.
but there's definitely like a love interest, right, with a hot, mysterious guy. But it's
Okay.
it's more of the like fantasy stuff. But it takes place at, I would say, like medieval-ish times if I had to pinpoint a time period. But it's about there are Providence cards that people can collect and trade. We think of like Pokemon cards, but and they give you certain powers. So if you have a certain kind of card, you could like read someone's mind or
Ooh.
like what are some of the other ones? Of course, I'm blanking on all of the
So you
details,
have
but
to have the card in your possession in
you
order to
have to
have
have
that
the card
power.
in your possession and you have to tap the card to start the thing that you're doing, and then you tap it again to stop doing the thing that you're doing. And if you do it for too long, it starts affecting who you are. Like you start like losing some of yourself to this magic that's on the card that you own. And then I believe people trade them for political advantage. So if you have a really good Providence card, you might trade that to gain something else. So very, I think, unique and interesting premise. There's one, the main character is Elspeth, not Elizabeth, Elspeth
I've
Spindle.
I've heard that name before. I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, and she has like a monster inside of her head. So the way that, and there's also like this, a fever that goes around. And if you get sick from it, they usually kill you. But she had it. And they said that she didn't have any signs of like the magic that comes after the fever. So they let her live. But she was kind of hiding the fact that she did have the magic. So there's a lot going on there. This is book one of, I don't know if it's a duology or if there's more, but it's definitely kind of scratching at the surface of what that is
Okay.
and how that all happens. So a lot of different things in play, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm very excited for book two. There's some political jockeying involved. There's some light treason, which we love for
I'm
like
sorry, can you repeat that? I don't know what happened. I didn't hear you.
some light treason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other highlights I have, but I really liked it, and I'm looking forward to book two,
Okay. Cute.
which I don't think is out yet. It's the Shepherd King series. Maybe it is. Two Twisted Crowns. Oh, it came out a long time ago. JK, I'm going to add that to my Libby.
You're like,
So
I'm
glad
just
we're doing
waiting for
this.
it to come out. And it's like, yeah, I've been out.
I'm like, I have to wait. Maybe I already have it on my wait list. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Okay.
What
Cool,
else
cool,
have you been
cool.
reading?
I read a Rouge by Mona Awad, and this book was crazy. It's a horror story. I read
Okay.
a lot of horror. Um, and
What?
I know. So
Wait,
in
what
the
is it called? Rouge?
Rouge,
Okay.
yes. And I wrote that the book is trippy. So we follow the main character, Belle. Her mom was Noelle, and Belle is going back home because her mom has died. Real weird. She fell into the ocean and she died. So the relationship between the mom and Belle was like very tumultuous, and we kind of don't know why until maybe like the 75% point of the book. And
Okay.
then once you find out what happened during Belle's childhood, you're like, well, shit, yeah, that'll mess up a relationship
That'll do
real
it.
easy. That'll do it. Um, so the point is that when she's growing up, Belle has a lot of insecurities because she's a mixed child and she has darker skin than her mom. Her mom is always telling her that she's beautiful, yada, 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 but she sees the beauty that her mom has versus the beauty that she probably has. And she does not, there's a disconnect there,
Yeah.
especially since she does not grow up with her dad because her dad died. So there's nothing for her to really look to understand that she just, has darker skin, has coarser hair, and that's a different kind of of look, but you can still be pretty.
Yeah.
The book is very, very very much about beauty, looking a certain way, having your skin a certain way. The mom ends up getting involved with like this wellness cult, basically.
Ooh.
And when she dies, Belle is recruited into the wellness cult as well.
Okay.
And we kind of see that these people are not people. They're monster baddies. And
Ooh.
there was a lot going on that you, as a reader, have to be interested enough to kind of search for. Um, she is part Egyptian and part French.
Okay.
So the Egyptian part is, I had to look this up because I was like, there has to be more to this, right? And there is. So her Egyptian side, when her father died, he had left her like a bracelet that has the Eye of Horus
Yeah.
on it. And then you find out that, like, the person who's basically coming into her home through her mother's mirror and is talking in her ear and is like basically damaging the relationship between her and her mother and causing what he tells her causes the break in the relationship.
Okay.
So his name is Seth. And then if you follow the Egyptian breadcrumb that the book gives you,
Mm-hmm.
apparently you find out that like Seth could be Set in Egyptian lore,
Ooh,
which
you
is
went
the
deep.
I didn't though.
Oh,
I just
okay.
read what somebody else figured out.
I love it.
And so like I was like, you know what? This book is obviously like kind of layered
Yeah.
and I thought it was great. I thought it was
Love
great,
that.
great, great. I did think that it could be shorter.
Yeah.
The book has a very floaty kind of feeling to it,
Mm-hmm.
because when she is taken into the spot where she is given her treatment, her beauty treatment, you come out of there like, or she comes out of there not remembering like a lot of things, like they're fucking with her brain.
Yeah.
And you follow that kind of sensation because she's the one that's describing what's happening. So
Yeah.
you kind of feel floaty along with her.
Okay.
And then also because she doesn't remember things, it also messes with her vocabulary. So instead of like kissing, she'll say killing or she'll think killing. Instead of being at
Oh.
her vanity, she's at her insanity. Instead of being served, she's being severed. And all of those word plays are actually pretty much in line with what's really happening
Oh,
to her.
interesting.
So I really liked it. There was a jellyfish involved with it, and I can't tell you what's going on with the jellyfish. The book is not scary at
Okay.
all. It is horror, but it's not scary. There is one scene that is not cute. It's not great, and I felt like I wanted to fold myself inward
Yeah.
as I was reading it, but it's only one scene, so I think, like for example, I think that you would be fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I liked it. I give it
Yay.
4.3 stars.
Great.
Yes.
I will follow up with The Night and the Moth because it's by the same author from One Dark Window. And I'm
Okay.
realizing now this is the series that has a book coming out soon. So The Night, Knight, so not night as in darkness, but night as in your knight in shining armor,
Okay.
is part of the Stonewater Kingdom series, another duology And that book too comes out in September. So I think that's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
Same author and same kind of like dark medieval romancy. This one was really interesting. It opens up with a girl named Six or a young woman named Six, and they're on this roadside. And then she's talking about one, two, three, four, and five, who were also standing around. They're like five, six young women, but they call each other by numbers, like their names are numbers. It turns out that they're called diviners. They're these six women, very young women that were taken at a very young age into like this orphanage, and they were found to be very special. So they are called diviners. And when people come to get their, not fortunes,
They're the oracles.
the oracles, they're looking at people's oracles, visions from the oracles. Yeah. But the way that they do this is that they get a special diviner gown on. They go into like this church that has a pool. They get put in the pool, they lay down, and then they are drowned. They drink in or breathe in this like magical water that then makes them have visions of these oracles that tells a person's like fortunes based on the oracles. So they're supposed to be these like super holy women who have this gift to tell people's futures, and people will come and pay money to the woman that basically owns them. So there definitely like some shady possessive stuff going on there. But that is like the opening scene is her getting drowned and having like this vision for the king that came to get his oracle told. And one of the king's knights is obviously this very handsome, brooding knight. And then it opens up into like what is going on with this world. I think it turned into a really interesting telling of religion and faith. And, you know, you believe these things, like you think there's a God, and it's not quite a God. It's like this thing that you're made to believe so that people can kind of swashbuckle you and take your money. I haven't done a deep dive into this author and this book to really hear about what people's takes on it, on religion in general. I wouldn't say it's subtle, but I definitely haven't seen any commentary on like the religion. Maybe I just
Okay.
haven't looked into it enough, but I thought that was very interesting. And I do kind of want to dive a little deeper into what the commentary is there. But I thought it
Okay.
was really interesting how it kind of strips away what people are told versus the reality of what's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But the actual story, like she runs away from where she is. The other five women disappear and she's trying to find them. And then so there's six oracles. So six gods that each have a symbol of a thing. So like one of them is the weaver, and the weaver has a loom, and they're trying to find the loom for this oracle. So they're on this journey to find all of the different oracles, and she's trying to find all of the women.
Yo, if she had wanted to make bank, she could have made one book per oracle.
Yeah, she could have. Well, yeah, that oracle part is taken care of in this book. And then we go on to book two for a totally different journey. But
Okay.
it was great. She's like discovering herself. She's right, like questioning everything that she believed in. She was like a huge believer in all of these things that she was told. And then the veil is
Okay.
kind of stripped away. And she's like, well, who the fuck am I if I'm not
Mm.
this thing that I was told that I am? And then kind of discovering who she is and what her strengths are and what she can do. So I thought that
Okay.
was really cool. I really liked it. And I am also this one I am looking forward to it because it's not out yet. It comes out September 1st. There's a lot of books coming out this fall. So there's a lot going on Bookstagram, on people like taking a week off of work to just read all of the different books that are coming out.
That's so crazy to me.
But yeah, a lot of series are having their books coming out at the same time. But that was really good. So I really like her. She definitely has a style and like a setting, which I really like.
Okay.
So go Rachel Gillig.
Look at her go.
We want to
You know,
do one more each.
I wasn't going to talk about this one. I didn't even put it on the list because I had not planned on it, but just I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to tell you that I read something that is kind of along the same lines as what you're just talking about. I read American Rapture by C.J. Lees, and it also
Mm,
deals with, your faith system falling apart and figuring out who you are and what you believe.
yeah.
Um, it is a really not cool book for you to read. I would not recommend it
Yeah.
to you, for example. And if you started reading it, you would throw your shoe at me. if I
Okay.
had
Well, I
recommended it to you.
appreciate the trigger warning there.
So it's very gory, but it is it has to do with a lot of the questioning that comes along when you are a younger person. And for example, like I started questioning things when I was very young, and that's why I ended up making the decisions that I ended up making regarding my religion and my
Yeah.
spirituality. So it's very basic stuff that she's questioning because again, she is very religious and then all of a sudden she's not,
Yeah.
or she's questioning what's going on and whether she should be and what she learned. And so if you're interested in reading about kind of zombies but
Yeah.
not really zombies, and also with really strict Catholicism, then that's the book for you, American
Yeah.
Rapture. But that is not the book that I wanted to talk about.
All right. Well, let's talk about the one you want to talk about.
The one that I read was called Horrorstor, and it's by Grady Hendrix, and it's basically like set in an IKEA knockoff. And the IKEA knockoff store is called Orsk. It's really weird, really weird spelling. I had to Google it. I was like, wait, because I was listening to it. I was like,
Yeah.
what is the spelling of this? It's Orsk. And basically, something is going on at the store. There's somebody that is doing like they're writing on the bathroom walls, they're harassing the employees by like calling their like store phones, and they're also pooping on the furniture. So
Ooh.
yeah, so the manager of the store decides that he needs to get it figured out because upper management is coming to visit the store, and he needs to get this like taken care of before they show up the next day.
Yeah.
So he recruits two of his employees to stay overnight with him, not stay the whole night, but to like come in overnight so that
Yeah.
they can try to figure out who the heck is doing this, who's breaking into the store and causing all this, all this stuff to happen. Um, so there are two other employees that have decided to stay the night also, without knowing that they were going to be sharing space with the investigation team. And it's because they believe that the store is haunted. The store sits on what used to be a prison. And they think that, the prison people that died there are haunting the area.
Okay.
So it is haunted. Spoiler, although
Yeah.
not really because it's called Horror Store. It is haunted, and it seemed to me like this was. I looked it up, and apparently this is one of his earlier books, or it was written quite a while back, I think. So I don't think that he had honed his craft as much as the other books that I've read.
Yeah.
I don't know what their timeline is. Actually, I might be wrong. This might just not be the book for me. But I felt like his characters were not really fleshed out. I did not think that I didn't buy into the book, for
Yeah.
example. Like just I didn't buy into it.
Okay.
Um I finished it because I felt like I had to,
Yeah.
and because I wanted to know what happened. But I was more apprehensive and I felt more creeped out before the ghosts appeared. Like by the time the ghosts appeared, I was already like checking out, to be
Yeah.
honest. And that kind of sucked. But I would be, I mean, I feel like if we had had more perspective of the other employees, the employees that get got, that would have been interesting because then
Yeah.
you would have seen like what actually happens once you do disappear. Um, and then also, I think that it would have been interesting if we had known more about what happened in the prison. Like, you get snippets, you do get told that, like, the warden was like an asshole and he was like torturing his inmates.
Ooh.
But I I feel like there was a lot of lost opportunity within the
Yeah.
book. And if you're gonna make it scary, then make it scary, you know?
Yeah.
So I gave it 2.5 and blah.
Yeah. I think Jeff has read that author before and really liked him. But yeah,
Mhm.
every author might have a little
Yeah,
one off, you know?
I like Grady Hendrix. Whatever.
Whatever. I will round out with You Dreamed of Empires by Alvaro Enrique. I
Okay.
received this as a free copy. I think it was from the publisher, from Riverhead Books, and I've had it on my shelf for a while. This came out December of 2024.
We
I believe
talked
I,
about this.
yeah, I took the book with me to Tulum because I thought it would be
Yeah.
so cool to read it while I was there, which was,
But then you read The Paradise Problem.
yes, I did. Carla, you are so good.
I remember the
I,
picture.
yeah, I finally got around to reading it, and it was really good. It was so interesting. It takes place in it's like one day, and it's when Moctezuma and Hernan Cortes are meeting. So it's like they're meeting in Mexico at the height. Well, maybe it's not the height, but it's the beginning of the end of like the Aztec Empire. And it was so interesting. It takes you through the different points of view of like Hernan Cortes, some of his other cavalry guys, I don't know what you call them, as well as Moctezuma and like the priests and the like his wife, who is also his sister. So like her point of view and how they're trying to do things. And there was a lot of shrooms and a lot of like psychedelics that I guess they were constantly on, or at least
Okay.
Moctezuma was,
I
according
didn't
to
know
this.
that.
And I think some of it is based on fact. I did some research too on how some of these things played out. And it is true to history for some of these episodes, which is what I love. Like, I love a story that tells you actual historical facts.
Yeah.
That was super enlightening. One thing that I thought was so well done was that you have like the indigenous people who are supposed to be, barbarians, right, in the eyes of the colonizers that are coming in. And to an extent, like, absolutely, there are a couple scenes that are like a little rough on like the beheading and rolling them down the temple and like blood everywhere and human sacrifices. And there's one scene where the young girl that's attending Moctezuma was like, he calls her little cousin, I guess, or like everyone's related somehow. But she like doesn't do something exactly the way he wants it. He's like, okay, go tell so and so that I've sentenced you to death, and then make sure they send like the next little cousin over. And it's just like such a casual, like that's just, she's like, okay.
So she has to go and like tell on herself
Yeah, yeah.
and be like, look, my cousin just told me that you need to give me a little bread basket and that I can go along my way.
I know. I'm like, I'm running for the hills. Crazy. But then there's also these insights into the soldiers and stuff and how they completely decimated this entire tribe, right? They said that they were meeting on these friendly terms, and they're like, yeah, we put them in the church. And then, it was really
Yeah.
bloody when we walked out. And there's like one really, really graphic, horrific scene that obviously makes you be like, who are the barbarians? Who are the real barbarians in this scenario? So I thought that was a really interesting thing to kind of point out.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I thought it was so interesting, so unique, and a great like insight into that one day and everyone's point of view as all of these things. There's just like so many different things in motion. It's talking about all of the different, I don't know if tribes is the right word, but everyone's kind of jockeying for position and power. Then you have like the white people that are coming in, and how's that going to affect? And some people are against it and some people are for it. And I thought it was like such a great, great insight into it. I really enjoyed it. I'm sad I put it off for so long.
Mm.
Do we want to end the last few minutes with what we're
Yeah.
currently reading or planning on reading?
Yeah. I'm reading a very similar book to what you just told me about.
Yeah?
We seem to be on equal pages, but
Yeah.
like different genres because mine is also about colonizers, but it's in the United States. So I am reading The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones,
Ooh.
which is about the one of the tribes, one of their people dealing with people that have now colonized, and the treaties have already been signed, but they're obviously still, there's obviously still tension between the peoples, and he's a vampire,
Ooh.
so that's it thrown into the mix. So yeah, very similar because obviously you're dealing with colonizers in the Mexican area, and I'm over here dealing with the colonizers in the United States area.
Yep.
So so far
They're
the
everywhere.
book is amazing.
Awesome.
The Buffalo Hunter, I don't think that you would like it, even
Yeah.
though you obviously enjoy reading about these themes.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would not be down.
There was one
Um,
scene in that book that gave me like super squishy tummy vibes.
I think that's to be expected though, right? And it
Yeah.
probably wasn't presented to you in a scary way.
No, which is what was more disturbing. It was very casual. Like Hernan Cortés is thinking about this thing that he did, and he's just it's very dismissive of
Yeah.
there's no sense of empathy or regret, right? Like it was just this is what I did and this is what happened, which I think
Yeah.
is what was so disturbing.
There's a lot of casualness in the destruction
Yeah.
in the Buffalo Hunter also.
Yeah.
So I have enjoyed it very much so far. I think that I'm like 70% through.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to figuring out, what ends up happening. But that's what I'm reading.
I'm one of those crazy people that reads like a bunch of different books at the same time. So I've got like an audio and a Kindle. And
Yeah.
right now with Jake, who's my 12-year-old, so I listened to, and I didn't talk about this one because I didn't have time, but I did read Sunrise on the Reaping, which is the new Hunger Games series book. I read that one for my book work club. So Jake got to listen to parts of it while we were in the car because I figured it was
Mm.
appropriate for him. And he liked it. And I was like, oh, well, maybe we should like listen to the actual Hunger Games. So him and I are
Okay.
listening to book one of the original Hunger Games series. And he's loving it. Like he'll come and ask for my phone and my headphones like at home and he'll just kind of listen in.
I love
Uh,
that.
so that's really cool. And then on my own, I'm listening to book two of the Rome, Kentucky series by Sarah Adams, which are like cutesy romance books that are set in Rome, Kentucky. So book two is Practice Makes Perfect. So
Okay.
listening to that and then reading Arrivals and Departures by Amanda Eyre Ward, which is one of my ARCs. And as far as On the Horizon, I have a million ARCs, which I'm so thankful to have. But I'm now getting to the point where publishers are like sending me books without me having to ask for them, which makes me feel so
Oh
fancy.
my God.
I'm sure I'm just like on a list now. I don't think it's because of my Instagram following, but it's still cool. And I can't say no, like once someone sends it to me, and
Of
it's usually
course.
kind of in line with what I've read before. So it's an author that I've read before, so I
Yeah.
read it. So I have a lot of books that are set to publish in the next few months. So I'm going to be trying to work my way through some of those.
That's exciting. Okay.
Uh,
So, what I want to read is called The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. And then I'm also interested in something that it looks like it's going to be a lot less intense. It's
mhm.
called Bless Your Heart by Lindy Ryan. Um, I also have my eye on another Grady Hendrix, which is called My Best Friend's Exorcism.
Ooh,
So I'm interested in all three of those
yeah,
currently. I have not chosen what I'm gonna jump into, but it's
yeah,
gonna be one of those three.
cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a quick announcement. We are switching gears on our audio editing. So, folks, if you listen to some differences, it's because we're trying to figure out how to do this on our own.
Yeah.
Amazing editor that we've had to step back. And we're so thankful for almost 2 years of
Yeah.
editing that they've done for us, which has been incredible, and we're incredibly thankful. So just know it might not sound as pretty as it used to, but we're figuring out the basics and trying to keep the train moving. But just give us a little grace on the sound editing quality moving forward.
Please. Thank you.
Please and thank you. Or as Johnny says, please and polite, please.
Oh, okay.
It's adorable. Well, great. Well, happy reading, everybody. Thank you guys for
Yes.
listening. Excited to hear what everyone is reading. I love starting with those on our podcast, and it gives us a little bit of a broader view into what's out there.
Yeah, definitely. Please let us know through comments on the episode or through Instagram if you would like to get a little shout out on the next episode. That
Yeah.
would be great.
Or
And
comment and
it's
let us know
also,
what your biggest ick is.
oh,
That's a
that's
good one.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.